like you ever felt.
Are you listening? Damn.
Hey guys, this is Dave from Homegrown Herps. I just thought while I was doing a quick clean up, I'd show a few of the collection off again. Just sort of do an update on everybody. This was my daughter's spider. She bought just over 2 years ago now. It's coming up to 3-year-old. Again, she's a really pretty spider. She has no visible head wobble, shakes or anything like that. So dependent on whether she gets up to weight this year, I reckon it'll probably be next year now. She may breed. I am sort of going down the lines of the bananas at the moment, and thinking about what I want to do with the bananas. And obviously I've got my candy project, but she's an absolutely stunning head stamp, as you can see. But she's just a really pretty snake, very pretty, high weighted, and I will really be looking forward to putting her into the breeding team, to be honest. She is an exceptional animal, really exceptional. She's sort of what I call a spider web all the way down top to bottom. It's really pretty. Excuse me, apparently there's something on eBay. She's absolutely beautiful. Right, I'll grab you another one. Okay, so this is another one. This is Hetty. The other one was Phantom. Sorry, I keep forgetting to sort of mention the names, and the kids get mad at me because obviously all of our animals have names. This is Hetty. As you can see, Hetty has a huge head. She's a big girl, to be fair. Just I think last weigh she's just shy of 4 kg. So she's a big girl. She's one of our het caramels. Sort of try and show you the size of her. Compared to my hand, she's a big girthy girl. She also is quite long. I would happily say she's probably close to the 5 feet mark. She's a very big girl. Now this girl eats like a trooper, but yet she is my most placid, well behaved, calm baby snakes, to be fair. She is an absolute darling to work with. She's very active, doesn't like to sit still, but she hasn't got an aggressive bone in her body. As I say about her head, it makes my fingers look tiny, it really does. See if I can sort of gently hold her. Sort of see the size of her head compared to... There we go. Okay. She's a big girl. Now, she was apparently proven by the last owner. She came as a trio originally. One of those trios did get sold. I only have the 2. Letty, the one who had the big operation, is the other one. Apparently they're sisters. To me, I don't think they are, but we'll see if it proves that eventually. I have kept a female back from her Letty's breeding, and I've also kept a female back from Carmel's, the original het caramel we had. Both females I've kept back. I will be hoping to sort of keep a male back from this girl here. I'm hoping for a decent sized clutch off her, and I will be keeping a male back off her to produce back to those two, to see what goes on, and hopefully I might be putting the banana into this girl here. The banana will be going across quite a lot of my collection this year, and hopefully I'll put eventually get a male banana het for caramel as well. I know it'll only be like I think it's a 66% pos het, but we'll try it out anyway, and eventually grow the banana up and obviously put it back to the Enchi and the spider that may be het as well, and see what happens. I may be completely out and I may completely miss the ball game, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so this little guy here is Puddle. Puddle is actually up for sale if anybody's interested in him. Just hit me up, drop a comment below. Obviously, while you're down there, you might as well like and subscribe so you can see further videos. I'm going to start doing more often videos. I've sort of let myself down on not being a bit more sort of committed to it, so I'm going to try and make a bit more time and get a bit more committed to what I'm doing. This little boy threw some really crazy babies this year. As you can see, his markings are out this world anyway. The gold and silver sort of blushings that run up this boy are just out this world pretty. I brought him originally as a Mojave. I am tempted, with a lot of people sort of advice to say that he may have lesser in him. We're not massively 100% sure. And there's also a sneaky suspicion that he might be butter. So he's one of that sort of bell complex anyway. But he is absolutely stunning. He did throw us, put to his sister, he did throw us a bell this year, which has a very, very light yellow hue. So which makes me think it probably is more along the lines of the butter or the Mojave than the lesser. So the lesser would be quite a white, clean animal, and that one has got a very faint markings. But this guy, as I say, is up for sale just due to the fact that I have got his son now, and his son is absolutely gobsmacking. And I was very, very, very impressed with him when he came out, so I will be holding him back. But as I say, anyone interested, just comment down below and let me know. Okay, that'll do it. Okay. Okay guys, this one is Ivory. Ivory is one of my Dinker projects. I have now got, again, she will be up for sale for the simple reason that I have again got a male and female from there, and I will be holding both of those back to breed up for future projects. But due to size constraints, I haven't really got the room to take on and keep growing and growing and growing, so I have to sort of work with it each year and go for it from there. This girl has always been, originally she came, somebody had just didn't want snakes no more, always had these couple and never bothered with it. You will probably hear in the video, she had a bad sort of burn on her nose that you can probably see. That seemed to make her whistle as well. So I don't know if you can hear. Okay, okay darling, okay. Okay. But yeah, she's got a little whistle. Sort of sounds like I don't know, like she's got a cold or something, but she isn't. That's just how she's been. She's been with me, as I say, just over 2 years this girl's been with me, and has always whistled like that. Healthy, pooing, shedding, eating absolutely fine, so there's nothing wrong with her. She's just I think that burn on her nose has just forced her to sort of have that bit of a whistle. Other than that, she is a very exceptional animal for a normal. Whether there's anything in her, obviously I'll soon prove that out with the siblings. But as you can see, she's got some nice blushings running up her sides, pretty much all the way up. She's got really nice high whites as well coming around the heads. As I say, the main reason I kept hold of her and I worked with her rather than just sort of sending her on as a pet was there was just something that struck me about the head on her. She has got a really, really bright head. I don't know if you can quite see it, see if I can get it to focus a little bit more. There you go. She has got a very, very bright head. which sort of runs down her neck and down her sides as well. And that was sort of part of the reason that I wanted to work with her and see if there was anything with her. It just struck me as really, really pretty. So, and as I say, if anyone is interested in this little girl, obviously comment down below. And as I say in the earlier videos, like and subscribe while you're down there. As I say, she has got some very, very nice markings. So, okay. So this little one, as you can see, is a Candino. Sadly named after the children decided to call her Candy. She's just out this world pretty. I mean out this world pretty. This girl came to me through chance really. Someone who got in touch with me and said, like, basically they're coming out the hobby, would I be interested in her at an amazing deal. So the only sort of how can I put it, the only sort of thing that held her for the deal was that she had to stay with us for life. And I jumped at the deal. Yeah, no worries, I'll just bite the hands off. No way on earth I would let this girl go. Even if I produced in the future anything from her, she's just exceptional. Her behaviour and mannerisms are amazing, absolutely out this world. Her colours are absolutely beautiful. As you can see, she's got like a yellowy orange hue in all her sides. The lavender like purple running over her is absolutely gobsmacking. She has some very random bright orange little dots. See if I can get that to focus. You can just see on her back in random places that are really pretty. So this girl, yeah, 100% to be staying here. 100%, no matter what we did with her, she is just out this world, mind-blowing beautiful. I just can't wait to work with this girl. I really can't. She's absolutely gobsmacking. And the guys who had her before me have just done an exceptional job looking after her and caring. She's absolutely out this world pretty. Really is. I can't emphasise enough how beautiful she is. And I am stoked, really stoked to be working with a Candino. Well, Candino. That's sort of been a bit of a to and fro on whether and how we can sort of show out. I presume the only way to do it is put it to something and then put it back. If we produce candies and albinos, and obviously a chance I presume of normals, I'm not sure, I'd have to check the genetics, but presumably if it's put it back to its own, it would produce candies, albinos, and obviously again I presume candinos as well. But obviously we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I am happy with any of the above, to be honest. I really am. But she's just, oh man, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And in the flesh, honest to God, the camera does not do this girl justice. In the flesh, she is absolutely mind-blowing. And I am really, really stoked to start working with her. Really stoked. So I expect to see a lot happening with her over the next coming years, because she's just out of this world, and I am God blessed to have her, really am. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one should be an interesting video. This is pastel, obviously the pastel. A funny story to this one, my lad, when he first got into Royals, had an obsession with bumblebees, and always wanted to produce a bumblebee. So we went out, My girl already had obviously the spider, pretty much at the same time. A couple of weeks later he wanted a pastel, there's me, American, a pastel. So we went out and brought what we were told at the time. I wasn't able to pop and wasn't sure on sexing them then, so I brought a male, and that was like best part 3 years ago now. Only to find out once I learned how to pop a couple of months later, that this little one here was actually a female. So that sort of blew things out the water, and she is now obviously one of my breeding females, or will be this year. She actually popped a little cherry the other day with her first lock of the season for the 17 to 18 season, with the banana male that we have. You'll see in a moment, Minion. So hopefully I'll have some nice banana pastels off her. Now this girl has, to be fair, grown on quite quick. I mean, she's just under, I think she's 2 years and about 8 months, something like that. So she's just under 3-year-old. But this girl weighs just over 1,600 gram already. So she's powerhouse feeder, absolute powerhouse. She's actually taking large weaners, and at the moment, the last couple of weeks, I've actually been giving her a large wiener, and then a few days later she's been having a small wiener on top, every week, and she's annihilating them, and she's wanting more and more and more. So the breeding season is well and truly in her head. So in my eyes, I think she will actually start to put in even more weight than that. But again, just really pretty snake. I know it's only a single gene, but I get excited about every one of my animals, every one of them. And the head blushing on her is just out this world, really pretty. And I know everybody always says that their snake's the best and their snake's beautiful. This pastel is really pretty. I have had a couple of pastels, sorry. And to be fair, she is really pretty compared to a fair few I've had. And I'm really looking forward to her producing this year, hopefully. Okay, right, I'll go and get you another. Okay, right, so anyone that's been watching this channel for a little length of time will know about this girl. This is Letty. Letty is my other het caramel. She went through the mill last year. That's the only way to put it. She went through hell. She had trapped eggs, and actually suffered from a twisted oviduct. She actually laid 5 really beautiful eggs, and then 3 got trapped. The oviduct twisted, and she just couldn't push them out. She got so distressed, I left her for 2 days to try and see if she could take them out herself. She got so distressed, I just thought it wasn't worth it. So I went to the vets, and she had an emergency C-section to remove the eggs, but not also just to remove the eggs, and also to have the oviduct stitched, apparently against the wall or something, just to stop it retwisting. And I can say has made 100% recovery, and I'm just trying to look myself now. I can't even see where her incision was now. Well, I sort of see it. The incision was there. I don't know if you lot can sort of pick that up. There is like, I can put it like a break in the scales, just there. You can already see it lumps up just a tad, but she has completely healed, and she's back on food big time. She's actually taking small to medium rats every week, and is doing exceptionally well. At first I was sort of umming and ahhing what to do with her, whether to sort of keep her with me, and just let her live a life out. To me, I think that's unfair as a breeder, because she's been through the mill and in my eyes needs a pet home for what she's had. So this girl is up for sale. I will be vetting and checking people for this girl, because I do hold her very dear to my heart, because she went through so much and she was so good when she did. And she's just a pet owner because she cannot produce no more. She just can't. If that ever happened again, it would likely twist and it would likely kill her this time. So anybody interested, just have to comment down below. I have got a good friend that owns a pet shop, and as says, if I have any struggle with her, he'll quite happily take her on, and is interested actually in himself keeping her for a mascot for animal shows, sort of like birthday parties and stuff like that. So if there's no interest in her going to a pet home, she will more than likely go there, because I think that'd be an amazing place for her to be. As I say, she is an amazing animal, just an absolute darling to have. So she'd make a brilliant snake for that use. She really would. Okay, so this little guy here is what I call the star of the show. He will be doing the large amount of my breeding this year, just for the fact that I really want to get the banana gene off the ground at mine. So I thought the best way to do it is get myself a very exceptional, very high-end banana. I am a freckle lover. I absolutely love the freckles, and I also like a good bit of blushing. So this guy has basically ticks all my boxes, and I mean all of them. Focus, God, terrible today. This guy has high blushings, even on his back and down the dorsal you can see that he's got very high oranges. So I'm hoping he'll be very high on contrast. And he's very pretty. As you can see, he's very freckled, so I'm trying to pull the camera down. As you can see, I do really like a freckling on the bananas. I'm just very in love with that sort of pattern, and to be honest, I'm hoping it sort of goes through on the babies, because you always see the banana stuff and it's always very clean, very bright but also very clean, and I'm really wanting to see some sort of multi-gene with freckling. There really doesn't seem to be many that I've seen. I might be blind and there's actually tons, but I want to see that in my babies, to be honest, and which is why I chose one with such freckling to it. Some people like the clean look and the brightness. I like the freckling. I just think it's really nice. It looks like a little paradox into me, and I really like a paradox. So he will, as I say, be doing the majority of my breeding this year. Just for the point that, as I say, I want to really get mine off the ground this year. So what better way to do it than this guy? Focusing, get nice. He is really pretty. As I say, this boy has already locked to my pastel. He has actually locked to Ivory, the Dinker project, as well. I just chucked him in the other day just to see what that happened, and he locked to it instantly. So I'll be selling it off. She is up for sale. There's a possibility she could go term. I can't see it off just one lock, but we'll see how it goes. But again, a very pretty animal. Right, this one is Puzzle. Puzzle is obviously the sister to Puddle. The one you saw earlier, the one we're not sure whether it's a lesser or a butter or a Mojave. This girl, to me, on the face of it, looks like a Mojave. But again, as I say, put to her brother. Might on the tail end of this put the baby in question on there as well, just to show you what's happening. But it threw an absolutely gorgeous baby. That's the only way to put it. And when Puddle was put, the brother was put to the pinstripe as well that I've got, I'll show you in a moment, produced a completely different baby as well. So to me there's something going on with these guys, and I'm not sure what it is. So obviously I've kept both back because one's male, one's female, and I'm going to produce those back. This girl isn't going anywhere this year. As I say, Puddle is up for sale, but Puzzle isn't. This girl is in shed at the moment. She's a little sketty, more than normal. As you can see, she's quite dull at the moment. She's not as bright as normal, but again, she does sort of follow her brother. Not as bright, but she has got sort of the silver and gold hueing that runs up the sides. It's just not as bright as the brother. But as I say, this little girl isn't going anywhere at the moment. I'm hoping to have her up to again this season and put her to the banana, and then she'll have a couple of years off then. And I shall possibly see about obviously moving her on next year if I do produce something off her with the banana that I'm interested in. As I say, I know obviously you'll probably think, God, he's selling this, he's selling that, he's selling this. Well, I have to, because I'm very limited on space at the moment. My house really isn't the biggest house in the world, so I have to do what I have to do, and I have to work on projects each year basically. So that's how I work, and that's how I have to work. To me, I'm not in it for making books and making millions, trying to find the next thing and producing them on for years on end. I'm just in for it for the fun. It's just a hobby for me, and it's something I can do with my kids. My kids absolutely love doing this. They love doing the breeding, they love doing all the sort of planning, they like doing all the feeds, writing stuff down, all that sort of stuff. They like the learning side of it as well. And that's the reason I do it. No other reason at all but my children, and just the love and fun of the hobby. And I'm not here to make millions of bucks, I'm really not. Can't let this let this girl go. Obviously she's in shed and she's not in the best of moods. Okay, and last and not at least, this is Pinny, aptly named again by the kids, our pinstripe. Again, exceptionally well behaved. This girl has never struck, bit or anything towards me, never been aggressive, huffed or chuffed. Always been an absolutely exceptional snake, really has. As I say, this girl produced for me last year. As you know, she had the 2 normals and the less Mojave whatever butter thing was off the boy Puddle. She did have 4 eggs, but one didn't go full term. It just went bad after about 2 months for some reason. There were veins, very slight little veins, and then all of a sudden it just died off. So obviously it wasn't meant to be. This little girl again is very, very pretty. Just trying to get the focus on the head. Gosh, my camera's terrible today. I don't think Canon is my next camera, to be honest. I think I might try something a little different. There we go. Oh, no. We did for a second. There we go. So, little girl thinks I'm a killer. She always has been, as I say, a very, very good snake. Very pretty. Very fine pinstripes on her, very fine, which I think is really, really nice. She has got like a black sort of blotch in here. Not really sure what that ever was. She came to me quite young, so I can't really see that as being like a burn or anything like that. But it's just always been there. Come on. Don't really know what it was or what it is. It's always been there, so just cute, just a little marking. But she's a really exceptional snake, to be fair. Very pretty pinstripe. She's very clean. As I say, the stripings herself are very fine. And I have noticed with her, I don't know whether it's normal or not, she does have very, very small scales compared to any of the others. And whether that's something to do with the pinstripe gene, I'm totally not new to that, so I'm not sure. But as I say, her pinstripes are, her pinstripes, her scales are, trying to sort of get it to focus, are quite thin, look, as you can see, they're very, very small. As I say, I don't know if that's a trait off the pinstripe or what, but she's got exceptionally small scales, and I don't know why that is. Okay guys, this is the one of the holdbacks I was talking about from the Lesser Mojave group. This was the female, so the sister of the guy that I'm on about, put to a pinstripe. As you can see, absolutely beautiful animal, absolutely beautiful. Still got them very high blushings, the same as both of them have. This one is starting to brighten out now. When it first came out the egg, it was very black all round, pretty much all over the top and all over the back, and that sort of started to fade out now and leave like a very bright, sort of like gold hue all over. But as you can see, they're stunning, really pretty. Really pretty and so bright. Okay. I've got to show you this. The other one's already making his appearance and he's actually took himself out the tub. So, without further ado, you can get back in there, girl. Here's the little boy. Now this boy is a lot more active than the girl, but as you can see again, this guy is stupidly pretty, and I can't emphasise enough how pretty this boy is. He's just beautiful. His colours are out this world, absolutely out this world. I mean, I've seen a fair few of the Mojaves and Lessers and that now, and I've not seen, no, it's biased, but I've not seen one in real life or even on YouTube as pretty as this boy here. He's just gobsmacking. The golds are just out this world, the patternings are beautiful, which makes me think that that boy has a lot more than what is seemed. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Okay guys, just wanted to bring you that as well. Okay guys, I hope you really enjoyed that segment and the updates. As always, and I always say, I'm not here to preach and teach more than what I know. Let's face it, no one knows everything, and I don't want to sit here being an arrogant person and saying, I know this, you should do that, you should do this. I don't know everything. I'm learning just the same as you guys, and that's why I want to bring you all along, hoping that you'll comment down below and give me some advice if you think I'm doing something wrong, or you can see ways of improving. I'm always here to do exactly the same, so I hope you guys are here to help me exactly the same. My only love for this hobby is to have a good time, have fun with it, and also educate and teach my kids. I want my kids to be more than just hooligans on a street, and I also want them to be more than just gamers in front of a pad. In my eyes, they're getting nothing out of that. They're getting nothing out of the streets and they're getting nothing out of a computer. In my eyes, physically sitting there and learning something like this is the best way for my kids to be brought up. Some of you guys might totally disagree, but they think there's different and other ways. Me personally, that's how I want my children to come. And I think that's a brilliant way to do things with my kids. So as always guys, let's teach, not preach. Take care, keep smiling.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.